Hello, my name is Mr. Ken. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be talking about cell. Yeah, we're talking about the definition of cell, the theory of cell, the structure of cell, both plant and animal cell. Then the differences between plant cell and animal cell, and the various functions of the cell organelles. Without wasting much of our time, let's dive into it. Okay, let's talk about cell. The cell. Cell, by definition, is the basic structural and functional unit of life. Now, the keyword there is basic structural functional unit of life. By this definition, it means that every life comes from cell, or every life is made from cell. So life begins from life of cell. That's what it means. Now you can remember that some organisms even live as a single cell. When you talk about amoeba, paramecium, or euglena. Now let's quickly talk about a brief history about cell. Brief history of cell. Now, about 300 years ago, Robert Hooke is an English scientist. Robert Hooke, he did an experiment where he looked at a thin slice of cork through his crude microscope. Cork, which is a piece of wood. That is a piece of wood. You look at a slice of cork through his crude microscope. He discovered that it was made up of a great many little boxes. And in 1665, he published drawing of these boxes and called the boxes cells. Cells means small rooms in Latin. So cell or cells means small rooms or boxes. Small rooms in Latin. That was Robert Hooke published in 1665. But what he actually saw is actually the cell wall of the dead cock. After like 150 years, there is a more advanced in science, and a better microscope is developed. Now, progress was actually made in cell discovery. The scientists were able to notice that what Robert Hooke saw was actually the dead cell wall of that cock. Of that cock. Scientists are able now to make other findings, which they were able to discover other parts or structure of the cell, which include the cell organelles. This happened more than 50 years after Robert Hooke had published his findings in 1665. Animal cell. Now, this is the structure of animal cell. Now, animal cell is made up of a cell membrane. Cell membrane is the outer part of the animal cell. After the cell membrane, we get the protoplasm. The protoplasm Protoplasm is actually the living material of the cell, which encloses the nucleus and the cytoplasm. So the protoplasm encloses the nucleus and the cytoplasm Now, the cell's organelles are actually contained or being found in the cytoplasm. The cell's organelles, which include the ribosomes, the Golgi apparatus, the endoplasmic reticulum, rough and smooth, then the mitochondrion, the vacuole, then we have the lysosome. Then we also have the centroid or the centrosome. Now, these parts are what we call the cell organelles, which are found in the cytoplasm of the cell. Now, the nucleus contains the nucleolus. Then the nucleolus. Inside the nucleus, we also have what we call, inside the nucleus, we have what we call chromatin granules. The chromatin granules are the precursors of chromosomes. You know that the chromosomes give rise to DNA, and the DNA give rise to gene, while gene give rise to what? Trait. So the genetic material of the cell is found in the nucleus. You can see that the nucleus are covered by what? Membrane. Yes, these are the structures of animal cell. Note that animal cell, the outmost part of the animal cell is the cell membrane. That cell membrane get what? The protoplasm, which contain two basic structures, nucleus and cytoplasm, and the cell organelles are found in the cytoplasm. These are the structure of animal cell. Structure of plant cell. Unlike animal cell, the plant cell has the outer part, which is made up of what? The cellulose cell wall. The cellulose cell wall before the cell membrane. The cellulose cell wall gives the plant cell a definite shape. You can see this one is rectangular in shape. In plant cell now, you can see the vacuole is big, unlike animal cell. Then there is also presence of chloroplast, which is not found in animal cell. So these are like the differences between two of them. You can remember that in animal cell we have what? Centroid or centrosome, which is not also found here. So the plant cell has a large vacuole. In some cases, you find out that the vacuole are usually centrally located, where the nucleus is pushed to one side in some cells. So this is the basic structure of plant cell. So by now, let's look at the differences between plant cell and animal cell. Let's look at the differences between plant cell and animal cell. Differences between plant cell and animal cell. Then let's look at the differences after having studied the structures of plant cell and animal cell. Let's state the differences between them. Here we have plant cell and animal cell. Okay. Now, here, presence of cellulose cell wall. Presence of cellulose cell wall. Cellulose cell wall. Cellulose cell wall. Then absence of cellulose cell wall. Then we have this plant cell has definite shape. Definite shape here. Then animal cell has irregular shape. So no definite shape or irregular shape. No definite shape. No definite shape. Now, plant cell has a presence of chloroplast. Chloroplast is here. Chloroplast is present here. While chloroplast is absent here. Chloroplast is absent here. Chloroplast is absent. Now, plant cell stores carbohydrate as starch. Carbohydrate is stored as starch here. Carbohydrate is stored as starch. While here, carbohydrate is stored as what? Glycogen. These are the differences between plant cell and animal cell. Differences between plant cell and animal cell. Other differences might include the plant cell has a less dense cytoplasm, while animal cell has a more dense cytoplasm. Presence of centroid in animal cell, then absence of centroid in plant cell. These are the differences between plant cell and animal